Growing up, I'm sure we all learned about our body's different systems, like the skeletal, the pulmonary, the muscular, etc. And here on our YouTube channel, we like to go in depth about the different chemical compounds, or cannabinoids, found within the hemp plant. However, none of these cannabinoids would be of any benefit to us if it weren't for one very important and vital system within our bodies, the endocannabinoid system. The endocannabinoid system, or ECS for short, was first discovered in 1988 and is the largest system of receptors in your body. These systems of receptors, namely your CB1 and CB2 receptors, exist in your nervous system, your brain, organs, connective tissue, immune cells, and is responsible for regulating the body. In fact, there isn't a process or response in your entire body that isn't somehow tied to the ECS. And the ECS goes beyond just humans. The endocannabinoid system is universal across all living things besides insects. To get the best understanding for what the endocannabinoid system is, you first gotta know what it's made of. The four primary components of your endocannabinoid system include those aforementioned CB1 and CB2 receptors. Next are those components that bind to your CB1 and CB2 receptors to produce an effect. These are either going to be your endocannabinoids, or the cannabinoids that your body naturally produces like anandamide, if you remember from before, or phytocannabinoids, plant-based cannabinoids, like the ones we find in the hemp plant. And lastly, the production houses that build up or break down these cannabinoids before and after use are called enzymes. And these enzymes that make or break these cannabinoids before and after use are classified in two ways. The first is what we call a synthesizing enzyme, and this makes these endocannabinoids in our bodies. And the second is going to be those degrading enzymes, the ones that break down both the phyto and endocannabinoids in our bodies. In your brain, your CB1 receptors regulate these various systems like you'd see in traffic at a stoplight. Your ECS throttles these systems by either increasing or decreasing levels of activity to those systems. And this is why I mentioned that stoplight earlier. Because just like a stoplight, the ECS can throttle levels of activity to these various systems in your body, just like a stoplight would throttle traffic in any one direction. The activation of these various receptors are caused by two things, either the endocannabinoids that our bodies naturally produce, or by phytocannabinoids, like the ones produced in hemp. The aforementioned anandamide molecule was one of the first endocannabinoids ever discovered within the human body. And just like anandamide, we have plenty of these cannabis-like molecules in our brains. This is one of the main reasons that makes the endocannabinoid system so interesting. It's because phytocannabinoids so greatly mimic the endocannabinoids our own bodies produce that allow for the balancing of many different systems and processes in our bodies when consuming these cannabinoids. And we've got a video all about those consumption methods. Now the CB2 receptors, on the other hand, mostly reside within our peripheral immune systems and tissues. And these are any immune responses outside of the brain, separated by what we know as the blood-brain barrier. Examples of these locations in our bodies would be our white blood cells, spleen, or tonsils. This is why the education we release behind these cannabinoids is so important. We hope you now have a better understanding for exactly where and why in our bodies these processes take place when consuming cannabis. As always, Bloomble community, make sure you like this video if you liked it, comment below, subscribe to our channel if you haven't already, and hit that bell so you know when we upload next. As always, gang, this has been Will here at Bloomble. Take care, and we'll see you in the next one.